Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tai Chi Code. We are closing in on the finale of the Tai Chi Yang Style 24 form. If you're new to the channel, I'm Dr. Todd Martin, creator of the Tai Chi Code. In the Tai Chi Code, I try and help people correlate the fundamental energies of Tai Chi as they are represented by the Tai Chi trigrams with our core muscle movements, specifically the rotation of our waist muscles and the power coming from our hip actions. With each movement we do in Tai Chi, we should be able to define what the waist rotation is doing and what the hip actions are doing. And in the Tai Chi Code, I help you do that, and it should be a great supplement to any Tai Chi instruction that you're already receiving. In this lesson, I will demonstrate Fair Lady Works the Shuttle all the way through to the closing. But I will only go step by step through Fair Lady Works the Shuttle and pick up needles at sea bottom. Now I'm going to demonstrate Fair Lady Works the Shuttle in both directions from a front-facing view so you can see both directions face on. Beginning at the end of rooster stands on one leg, standing on my right leg. From the end of rooster stands on one leg, we're going to bring the left leg down, shift the weight onto the left leg, turning the entire waist, upper and lower, towards that left leg as we shift weight. Bring it down, shift the weight. As you shift the weight, the right hand should begin to rise, the left hand should begin to drop. And then we're going to turn the upper waist to the right, bringing us into this position in empty stance, where the right palm is going to be facing the face and the left palm will be angled slightly downward. We're then going to turn the entire waist to the left to step out at a 45-degree angle, meaning the right foot is angled at 45 degrees, but we're stepping out on one line. Then we're going to shift forward in two movements to create the strike. The first part of the shift is here, followed by the push, which finishes the strike. Then we are going to pivot on the right heel and then do the same sequence in the opposite direction. Shift the weight to the right leg, turning the entire waist to the right. And then complete the movement by turning the upper waist to the left. The root is still on the right, so the lower abs are still turning to the right. As I create this position, turn the body to step out, begin the strike. The left arm should move up in a blocking position, preparing the space for the right arm to project forward in the strike. This movement here is a pluck action. I've described in my other videos how the core energy of pluck means we're turning the upper waist towards the extending hip and the lower waist away from the extending hip. So single whip here is the same action, just beginning from a different starting position. So I'm turning the upper waist to the right, lower waist to the left. And then turn the upper waist to the left and the lower waist to the right, rooting the right leg and tucking the right pelvis. This is the same movement that we do in kickboxing when we do a jab cross. That switchover is the same as this switchover, only starting from a different position. So here we're going to begin at the end of Fair Lady Works the Shuttle and go into pickup needles at sea bottom. After Fair Lady Works the Shuttle, we're going to do this transition, shifting the weight onto the forward leg and then stepping behind. Then we're going to shift back, bringing the body, turning all the body to the right. This is pushing from the left hip as I do that, as I turn the waist. Then I'm going to flex the left hip, releasing that leg from the ground and preparing for pickup needles at sea bottom. My left palm is going to be here in this brush knee position. My right arm is going to move forward and down as I drop the weight onto the right leg, completing the movement. From the side view, we're completing Fair Lady Works the Shuttle, shift the weight, step back, shift back, release the left leg, and drop into pickup needles at sea bottom. We're going to exit in this position, step out, and then do fan through back. Now, if you've been going through the core techniques in previous videos, which are the Tai Chi Code anatomic descriptions, correlating those with the trigrams, I'll briefly go through the core technique for each one of these movements coming out of rooster stands on one leg. We come down with split, flexing the left hip. We shift forward with elbow strike, flexing the right hip. Turn that into split with flexion of the right hip. Turn that into elbow strike with flexion of the right hip. Then we're going to strike with pluck with extension of the left hip, followed by push with extension of the left hip. Then we're going to pivot with extension of the right hip, and then repeat this sequence. Elbow strike with the left hip, split with the left hip, elbow strike with the left hip, pluck from the right hip, push from the right hip. Now we're going to transition into pickup needles at sea bottom with split and elbow strike, shoulder strike, elbow strike, pluck. In our next lesson, we will be doing step forward and parry punch. Thanks for watching.